In this video, I want to talk about self-love, self-care, and self-compassion, and 3 actions that we must take in order to improve them. My name is Tara Wahab, and this is my Starhood show. I'm making these videos spontaneously, and I want to see where it goes and how it's going to work out. So before I jump into those 3 actions, I want you to consider prioritizing prevention over cure when it comes to your self-care. And when it comes to self-love, prioritizing your needs over desires. And when it comes to self-compassion, prioritize empathy over sympathy. Now, let's talk about the first action that we must take. Well, the first action is letting go of your past. Most of us are kind of dwelling in the past, whether it's because we have experienced a negative experience in the past, some trauma from a situation or relationship or whatever that has happened that has left us hurt. It can actually have a huge impact on your health overall, because our mental, emotional, and physical health are kind of hand in hand interrelated. So if one is affected, the other one will also be affected. Same thing with your physical health. If you're dealing with any physical health issues, of course there's a high chance that your mental health will be affected by that too, and your emotional health eventually as well too. So it's important that we clear our mind first, because most of the issues comes from the mind, because we start developing habits that we don't realize, and it kind of just becomes very unconscious to us. And but then over the time, it might, we might kind of lose years of life and not knowing what happened, and it was because you didn't forgive. So letting go of the past requires forgiveness, and forgiveness requires you to develop compassion, a huge amount of self-compassion for yourself, so you can actually let go. Whether you were done wrong in the past, or you feel that there was an unfair situation around you, or you are upset at yourself because you're regretting a past action that you took, that you feel you made a mistake. And it can be even more difficult for those people who are more responsible in their life to forgive themselves, because they think it was their responsibility, they should have known better, and it might take a little bit even more compassion for themselves to start forgiving themselves. But of course, it's very easy to talk about these things and saying that, well, forgive and let it go, and and it's okay, don't stay in that kind of hurtful atmosphere in your mind, because we've literally become the prisoners of our own mind. It's not that easy to just get out of it. And once you're hurt, you need to heal. And if you don't heal yourself properly, not only cold will bother you, as the Frozen sings, let it go, let it go. Not only cold will bother you, the heat will bother you, the baby crying will bother you, literally everything will bother you, because you're still hurt and you need some real healing to do. So, but forgiveness is sometimes very lengthy, it takes a long time, and you need to be really patient with yourself. So that's the very most important part that comes with self-compassion and self-love and self-care. Being patient with yourself if you are going through forgiveness. Now, it's important to kind of just acknowledge that, for some people it's very difficult to forgive, because they think if they would forgive, they're going to lose and the other party is a winner. But really, it's not about winning and losing. This winning-losing game is kind of the game that ego likes to play with us. And you need to acknowledge that you simply forgive because you deserve peace, not because the other party deserves your forgiveness. And because you deserve peace, so you can remain cool, calm, collected, and concentrated on your present moments, because now you're losing your present moments too. There's a high chance that if you are dwelling in the past, it's because you're either hurt or you are not having a good time in your present moment. So you're kind of just reviewing your good memories of the past. And on top of that, you might experience anxiety too, because you're losing all the present moments, and you start realizing that, well, what about my future? I'm not prepared for the future, and or me having the fear of the same thing happening in the future. So you kind of remain in the past, you lose your present moments, and you have a lot of worry, anxiety, and fear in regards to your future. So you're literally become out of balance, and you need to forgive in order to become balanced again, and come to the point that you are in more harmony with yourself, with your life, with everything that you do, and with the goals that you want to accomplish in your life. If you have any goals, I hope you do. You should have. So one of the strategies that I can suggest for forgiveness, especially if it's from the other parties and you felt it was an unfair situation, whether it was a legal case or relationships, whatever it was that you feel you remained hurt after that experience, is writing an apology letter on behalf of those parties to yourself. I know it may sound silly, but it works, because they might not want to accept that they did hurt you, because they also are dealing with their own egos of thinking, well, it's about that whole winning and losing. So you let them be them. You take care of yourself, right? It's about your self-compassion. You do deserve the peace. So write that letter to yourself as many times as you need until you feel a little bit less hurt. If it is yourself that you need to forgive because of an action that you took in the past and you are regretting it now, just acknowledge that you're also a human being. You're capable of making mistakes. And if you do admit that it was a mistake, then there's obviously some sort of insecurity and weakness is that you must identify and improve it. Once you become aware of that, it's much easier to work on it and not remaining in that difficult past and situation that you have just kind of remained stuck in it. Get yourself out of it. Once you can clear your past a little bit, now you can actually concentrate in the present moment, which brings me to the second action we must take towards our self-care, self-love, and self-compassion. Being more present by finding joy in the activities that you're passionate about. Find those activities that you like to do and do more of them. It can be any hobby. It can doing things that keep your body healthy. That's so important because you want to pay attention to your physical body, your mental health. I think it's more of the hygiene of creating a pure and clean environment, not physically only physically, but also mentally, but also emotionally. So making sure that you occupy yourself with activities that you enjoy, because if you're enjoying doing something, that's already 50% of the job is done there for you. Because with that joy and passion that you have for that particular activity will help you to move through all the other challenges that comes with that particular activity. For example, I love playing the violin. It's a very challenging instrument, but because of the love that I have taken on all the challenges that it comes with it, and I've been continuing playing it. Even though I'm not very good at it, I still continue playing it, and that helps me to concentrate better, because I'm not going to dwell in the past, and I'm not going to be so worried about the future, because now I can actually enjoy what I'm playing and what I'm hearing that I'm playing, and that helps me to concentrate again. So these are all those kind of activities that help you to bring yourself to the most optimum health and balance that you require to show that optimum self-love, self-care, and self-compassion towards yourself. And again, as I said at the beginning of the video, prioritizing your needs over your desires. Let's say you're going to the mall, for example, and you want to just browse around. You end up buying a bunch of things that you didn't need, but you kind of desired. And this was on sale, that was on sale, so I bought this and that. That's fine. But what happens is that you didn't really pay attention to your actual needs. Sometimes you know what you need. Sometimes you don't know what you need. But when you already have bought all the stuff that you don't need, like you ended up having 100 pairs of socks that you're not even wearing them. And then when you next time you go to the mall and you see that dress that you really like, but you feel like it's a little bit, it's out of your budget, it feels a little bit too expensive. But if you wouldn't buy all those socks and shirts and those things that were on sale, you wouldn't get given into that instant gratification of like, fear of missing out, like, you had to buy it, so you bought it. Now you could have just saved that money and now you could buy this dress that you like so much. That's a form of self-care and self-love. You love yourself enough to actually save for yourself and buy something that you truly like, not just because it was on sale or there was a peer pressure of like your friends were like, oh yeah, you should buy this and it's cute or it's on sale, Another example that I can say, when it comes to loving yourself in terms of like prevention over cure that you need to prioritize is that taking care of yourself, taking care of your body ahead of time, not waiting until you get sick and then you have to go to doctor. Take care of your teeth before you have to go and see a dentist. You shouldn't wait for a pain to tell you that you need to take care of yourself. In fact, give yourself small dosage of pain, as I created in my mind, that like it takes a lot of effort and again care and really attention to get up and taking care of those things that we might not enjoy doing, things like, flossing your teeth, brushing the teeth, doing oil pulling, all those different activities that you can do, but they're not necessarily enjoyable, but you do them because you want to prevent a bigger issue that might come up. So that way you are continuously just paying attention to yourself before an issue arises that now you have to deal with it seriously. And yes, the pain is just putting the effort, really. When you go to work out, yeah, it's painful to do physical activity, particularly if you're not a very physical person and you're not a very active person. But that little bit of pain helps way more in the long run. So that's how you want to view things to help yourself. When it comes to your emotional health, I see ladies most often, they come and seek for advice in regards to their romantic partners and the kind of romantic gestures that they want them to do for them, but they don't want to talk about it. The most common one is buying flowers. They want their boyfriend or husband or whoever, they want them to present them with that gift without them asking it. Why doesn't he just know it? And why can't he just do it? And I just don't want to ask him to do it for me. And my suggestion is that, just take care of your own need yourself. If this is the desire that you have so much, that's being gifted with flowers, buy a bouquet of flowers once in a while for yourself. And if your partner will see that you enjoy this so much, if they really care about you, that would be an enough hint for them to know this is something that they can do for you. My suggestion is that you take it even a level higher. do things that are even more romantic for yourself. I don't know, maybe like prepare a bubble bath for yourself with essential oils and candlelight and rose petals, those scenes that you see in the movies and advertisements. Why not do it for yourself? You don't have to wait for somebody else to come and show you love. Show the love to yourself first. And again, if your partner sees that you enjoy doing this so much, that will be an enough hint for them to maybe prepare that next time for you. And really, how can others know about what you love and what you like if you yourself don't know and you yourself haven't taken the time to explore things that you like? So do it for yourself. Don't wait for somebody else to come and show their love to you. Spend more time in nature for sure, because in any season, it doesn't matter whether it's winter or summer, spend some time outside, especially if there's fresh air around you and you're living in a place that there's not so much air pollution around. Make sure that you get out and just spend some time in nature. Nature has so much healing energies that you can never get enough of it. So even taking a 5-minute walk every day is better than not doing it. So things like this that are very important for remaining more conscious about your health overall and how you're feeling overall, that can help you to kind of concentrate more and be mindful of how you're feeling. The third action that we must take, now that you know how to take care of yourself, and now that you know that you need to forgive yourself and practice compassion towards yourself, third action is to actively practice empathy and compassion towards others. This actually happens very automatically. You don't need to put too much effort in it, because once you start doing this for yourself, you very automatically start actually becoming the ambassador for peace, because you go around and you start scanning everyone all the time and see how's everybody else is doing, and you feel like you want to pay attention to others, you want to help them, you want to take care of them. And because it does a few things for us. First of all, it creates a more peaceful environment for ourselves the more that we are helping others. Another reason is that it actually boosts your confidence. The more you do this, you see that, oh, I am capable of helping others, which is so awesome and great, because it puts you in the position of being responsible and being being of care to others and assistance and service to others, which is a great position to have. And the other reason that it's important to do this is that once you start doing this for others, others will start doing that same thing for others. So the peace and love will radiate from you. And it's just like a fragrance of compassion. Once you have it for yourself, everybody can smell it, because you are helping so many others, and it just transfers to so many more other people around you. So, and again, when it comes to compassion to others, as I said in the beginning of the video, you want to prioritize empathy over sympathy. Meaning, do not be, do not wait until you get hurt, and because that you have felt being hurt, now you have empathy for others. That's sympathizing, when you're kind of sharing the same pain with others. You don't have to be hurt, you don't want to be a wounded healer, which is also a great position to have, but it comes with much more difficulties and challenges that it's not suitable for everyone. But we all can have empathy for others without being hurt ourselves and then be like, oh, okay, now I know how so-and-so feels like because I have experienced the same thing. No, we should be able to have enough insight about people's situation. Just at looking their present, you can know how their past was, because everybody is representing their past in a way. The way that they are presenting themselves, it says a lot about what kind of experiences they have been through, and how they have been treated in the past. and it's not only about the people, it's about all the living beings. When, let's say, for example, if you are planting a seed and you're watering it, you're not going to expect it to sprout right away. It takes some time, and you understand that, well, you have to be patient and you have to create a condition for this seed to start growing. And after it starts sprouting and growing, it takes some more even care and watering, and it's consistent caring about that seed that you planted until it becomes it starts giving some leaves, and it starts growing and giving more flowers. So having empathy is about having this insight that things need specific conditions in order to flourish and bloom. You cannot expect things to just all be good. And as I just said by this example, not only for human beings, for any living being, we need to be in a specific condition to feel at peace. Just as you have put yourself into a peaceful position by taking care of yourself and doing kind of activities that put you in that joyful and calm, peaceful moments and environment. So being aware of all of this is a little bit too much. I know I just that's a lot of information I'm giving in this video, but practice a little bit, at the day, every day. Just spend a few moments, few minutes to work on each of them, and slowly you will start improving. And don't worry so much about it. And so I guess that was all I wanted to share in this video. Let me know what kind of activities you do, or what do you practice for your self-love and self-compassion. And I guess I'm just gonna go and practice some violin. And if you like this video, please subscribe. I will be sharing more of this information in my future videos. Thanks for your watching.